Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Sudip Maiti, interview crack expert. Welcome to Classroom to Boardroom Talk Show, episode number 10. We have gathered here to enlighten you about the different ways by which the transition from classroom to boardroom can easily happen. We'll discuss about the hurdles and challenges that come along the way. Take charge of your career. Also, listen to this eminent person who have excelled in their own field. Today we have invited one of the industry top-notch leader who has more than 3 decades of the industry experience at various level in the software field and more than 8+ years of experience in academic. Currently performing a role of senior vice president in India in one of the leading IT company. He has worked for more than 24 years at abroad like in New Zealand, Australia, Holland, Oman, Singapore, etc. He has also published paper in various national and international conferences. Let me welcome Mr. Ramnamurthy Saripalli in this talk show. Thank you, sir. Welcome to my talk show. Thanks for your time, sir. So,
Thank you,
sir,
Sudeep. Good evening.
can you please introduce yourself? It will be really helpful for my audience, and we are here to help to the people so that they can find their great career path in the future.
Thank you, Sudeep. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ramna Murthy Saripalli. I'm staying in Hyderabad right now, and I'm 65 years old. You can see my white hair, and I have about more than 40 years of experience in the software industry. And I've also got about 10 years of academic experience as a professor in one of the leading engineering colleges in Andhra Pradesh. Right now, I'm Senior Vice President of Tata Tech Solutions Private Limited, who provides online exam portal and online content in computer science and all other engineering domains. Let's Today's topic is about basic. I lived abroad for about more than 25 years. I did my BTech Electronics and Communications Engineering from uh, College of Engineering Kakinada, and mm, and then I did my MTech Computer Science from IIT Bombay. I'm trying to actually share a slide, but it's not coming up. I don't know why. Um, is the slide come up? Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
coming. Yeah, now it's there. Yeah. Okay, so this is me, and I started my career with Tata Consultancy Services in 1978, when the TCS was only about 400 people. My employee number was about 244 or something like that, and I was there for about 5 years. Then I joined CMC in Hyderabad, and then of course I went abroad, and finally right now I'm here. I worked, as Sudeep has said, I worked in a lot of positions. When I joined, I was just a programmer, and then I was a general manager. When I left the industry, then I became a professor. Now I'm a senior vice president. So I have gone through the entire life cycle of just like a software life cycle. I've just gone through the entire programming and computer industry life cycle. Today's topic basically is about time management. So let me talk about how important it is to manage your time. Fortunately or unfortunately, God has given enough equal time to everybody, whether it is the president of United States or whether it's a student of an engineering college or whether it is a mother of a child. 24 hours is 24 hours, nothing more, nothing less. So it is how you use that time to to upgrade yourself and to make your career better. That's very important. And the techniques that I'm talking about today, they are very practical, and I have applied this on my own, on myself, during my career. I have applied these principles on my two children, who are right now married and and successfully in their jobs. My eldest son is in Stanford University as a senior research fellow, and my younger son is a program manager in Deloitte, US. Okay, so I've used these techniques that I'm going to talk about on myself as well as on my children, and on lots of colleges wherever I went, and to the students. Okay, so let's look at what time management is. Let me share the PPT. Yeah, there you go. Time is a, how come I can I yeah, that's better. Okay. um, yeah, how do I go back? Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah.
you want to go back?
I here. Time is a non-renewable resource. The thing is, once it's gone, it's gone. You will never see that moment again. So you cannot get it back. Okay. So you have to make sure that you use the time that is available to you most usefully. Most usefully, in the sense, in a student's terms, it has to be in a way that enhances his or her career. Okay, whether that moment he is using it useful to that career development or not, you have to think about it. Okay, so let's look at about, I'll there are so many of them, but I'll talk about six topics basically. The present. The past is gone. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. Okay, that's why they call it present. Okay, so that present, you have to utilize it very, very nicely. The thing is that we don't realize how much time we spend in non-productive ways. you know so many examples I can give, like, even in the classes, between the classes, we just waste our time listening to the songs or watching TV, chatting around and daydreaming, and watching sports or something like that. Some sort of physical exercise should be there, but that also should be managed. The time should be managed. You can think of lot of things that you do, which do not actually add to your career improvement. You can see all those activities as the activities which are time wasters. Okay, so now, for the next week, what you can see is that you can closely record each day, from the time you get up till the time you sleep. What are the activities you are doing, and how much of that time is not being any value addition to your career development? Okay, if you can see that, you will see a lot. That's called leisure quotient, or LQ. Okay, so you can, for the next week, you keep a close record each day of how much time you spend on the leisure activities. Leisure activities means which are not aiding to your career development. Okay, if you are doing some sort of a practice on something, that is not a leisure activity. But if you are watching a TV show which does not add any value to your career, that is a leisure activity. If you are chatting around with your friends, or if you are watching a movie, or if you have just about driving across with your friends and then going for a picnic or something like that. So all those activities are leisure activities. They do not add any value in your career development. Okay, I'm not saying don't do it, but as of now, just keep a note of how much you're spending on those activities. Okay, we will see later on how to actually see what should be done and what should not be done. All right. So we are given 86,400 seconds, okay, every day. And you have to, each second is very important. Each second is very important, because if you are not careful about 1 second, the importance of 1 second, if you ask a driver, he'll tell you, when he's driving at about 60 kilometers per hour, if he closes his eyes for 1 second, you know what will happen, right? Accident. Right, so 1 second is very important. Similarly, in your life, in a student's life, every second that is not value adding to your career is an opportunity missed. Okay, so you can look at that way. um, Spend every second in an efficient and productive way. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours, because they're gone. Those 86,400 seconds are gone. The next day when you get up, they are not there anymore. Okay, they're not there anymore. Those have to be utilized correctly and usefully by you. Okay. So now the thing is that how do I manage my time? That is the question normally most of the students ask, and I have a very very practical solution for that. Okay. For example, I in my last lecture I think I have talked about the importance of setting long term and short term goals. Okay, your long term goals might be the goals after 10 years, but your short term goal is for this semester or for this year. Let us say, for example, your goal is that in this semester you want to get all A plus, all subjects A plus. 6 subjects are there. In all subjects I want to get A plus. That is your short term goal, because this goal will aid you in reaching your long term goal, probably to become a product manager or a team manager in 10 years time in Google or Microsoft or Amazon or something like that, some big companies. Okay, to do that, the first thing is that you have to get all A plus in this semester. That is your short term goal. How do I manage my time to achieve that? Okay, you have 6 subjects, right? And one more thing that you have to notice is that okay, I'll talk about that anyway. um, every person has every day, about every 24 hours of body cycles the metabolic and chemical changes. The reason is that you sleep and then you are productive somewhere, sometimes you are non-productive, you are feeling lazy, all these things will happen to your body. Okay, now you have to think about when is your most productive time. For example, I'm an early raiser. I wake up at 5 o'clock, and about 5:30 to 7:30 in the morning is my brain is very very active. That may not be the case with everybody. Like my younger son is there. He gets up at 7 o'clock in the morning and he wakes up till 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night. His productive time is about 10:30 in the night to about 1 o'clock in the night. So it depends whether you are a night owl or you are an early riser. It depends. So you have to first of all find out when is your most productive time in a day. That means that when is your brain can accept the hardest things and then think very logically, think very nicely, and things like that. Time you should utilize it for the worst subject, the most hard subject in your subjects. I'll come to that. How do you do that? But that is what we're talking about. When my body wants to talk, am I ticking when I talk? That's what we are talking about. So when most of the time what we do is that on a Sunday morning we get up and our mind is very fresh, everything and all, you start doing your records. Doing your records is not going to value add to your career at all. That is just copying from one record to another thing or one worksheet to a record. You are not using any of your mind or anything like that. It's just a very very just a monotonous activity. Okay, so to do that, please don't waste your most productive time. Then obviously you are not using your time very effectively. So you have to think about what is, everybody will have their own productive time. Some people might have in the morning, some people might be in the afternoon, some people might be in the night. So you have to find out next 1 week. What you do is you have to find out how much is your leisure quotient, as well as when is your productive time, when is your brain fresh, and then when is your mind fresh, and then can think logically and can accept the hardest things and things like that. And that time should be utilized for learning the hardest subject. We'll talk about that. Okay, so that is what is called a biological clock, and you should know your biological clock. When you feel sleepy, when you feel very active, when your mind is very active, when your mind feels lazy, when your mind feels sleepy. So that biological clock, you should record that and then keep it with you. These are all time management to be there. Okay, we have to learn to listen to our bodies. We can work these natural rhythms instead of fighting them. Normally what we will do, we are getting sleep in the night about 10 o'clock or something like that. You are now trying to read the hardest subject. Now it will not go into your brain, it will not go into your mind at all. You will never be able to master it, you will never be able to understand it, because your mind is refusing to accept anything, right? If suppose you do that when your mind is productive and listening, then that will be the better. So you can make more efficient use of your time by scheduling certain activities at certain times of the day. Okay, the most monotonous activity you do them, like for example, for me, I have looked at it, cognitive tasks. or mental tasks such as reading, calculating, and problem solving are performed most efficiently in the morning. This is for me. Okay, this is for me. This may not be the case for you. Okay, you might, if you are a night owl, you have to find out what is your biological clock. Okay, so once you do that, then what you have to do is that um, I'll share this anyway. There are a lot of books on this also. Um, and one more thing that we do is about procrastination. Procrastination means delaying something that you can do now. Okay, you can do it actually now, but okay, fine, I'll do it tomorrow. That's the type of thing. But everything is there, everything is ready to do it today, but you are actually going to you're not going today, but you're not doing it today, you are delaying it. That is what is called procrastination. You have to this is like, for example, very simple thing. I'll give very simple example. I'll give you. You put an alarm at 5 o'clock with a very good intention to get up at 5 o'clock and start studying. And when the alarm rings up at 5 o'clock, what will you do? You just press the snooze button and then sleep again. Okay. And then after the 10 minutes, when it rings again, you press the snooze button and sleep again. Don't do that. That is exactly what is procrastination. Okay. What you should do, you put the alarm, put the clock somewhere you can't reach. You put it so probably on the table which is very far from you. So you have to, if you want to shut that alarm, you have to get up from your bed, go there, and then shut it. Then by by the time you got up and then got out of your bed, your brain will say, hey, I put the alarm to do this, so now you will be doing that. If you put it next to your most of the time you put the alarm in your mobile and put it next to your pillow, and then uh, when the alarm rings up, you just shut it down and then you sleep again. That's not what you put the alarm for, right? So you put the mobile somewhere where you can't reach. You have to get up, go there, and then shut it up. Then you will get up and then go there. That itself is will make sure that you think and say, hey, why did I put that alarm? I have to finish this today. So that is when you automatically get up. So that is one easy way of getting rid of that sort of a habit. Procrastination is it's a thief of time. It's the it's the it's the worst thief of our time. So you have to conquer that procrastination. Okay. And most of the time, and also what you do is that every day, for the next day, you have to write down all the tasks you want to do. All the tasks you want to do. I want to finish this particular what do you call record writing. I want to finish this chapter in chemistry. I want to finish this chapter in Python programming. I want to do these 10 sums in this Python program. I want to do thermodynamics. I want to finish this chapter. Something like that. You write down all the activities. After you write down the activities, and also you can write down, I have to do my laundry. I have to clean my room. I have to, buy a pen or something like that. I have to help mother in do something. I write down all these activities. After writing down the activities, you prioritize them: A, B, C, like that. Three categories. A is one. If you don't do it tomorrow, then it's useless. For example, you have to submit a record. If you have an exam tomorrow or something, if you don't study it, then it's useless. Studying next day is going to be useless. Okay. So some things which can be postponed, those are B's and C's. Some things which cannot be postponed, those are A's. Okay. And of course, in the A's also, what is the activity which will add to my career the most? That will be the topmost A. Okay. So you have to prioritize them. And then you use the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule says that 20% of your activities will add 80% to your career development. Those 20% are the A priority activities. So you start doing them. Don't I'll come back to that a little bit later. You start doing them. Don't start doing all the small works and cleaning up your room. The cleaning up your room probably can wait. Okay. If you have a better activity than that. Okay. So once you finish all those activities, then you can do that. Okay. So that is one thing. So for example, if you have, let us say, I'll just this is what I wanted to do this. For example, it's like this. Time is like a jar that you have. You have a big bottle, big jar you have. The you put all the, let us say you put all these big rocks into that jar. Okay, those are the your A activities. You have to put them there first. Then is it full? It's not full. You can put sand into that. Okay, and the sand will go and settle in between the jars. Those are your B activities. Okay, so put those things in there. And these B activities you can do in little times also. Like for example, when you're coming back in the bus from the college to house, you should be able to do something. Okay, so that those are the sand you put there. Is it full? No, you can put water. The water will settle down between the sand and the big rocks. But if you put water in the beginning, then you can't put the big rocks. Or if you fill the jar with the sand itself, then you can't put the big rocks. So the big rocks are the A activities. So if you keep doing all these small activities and fill your time with that, then you'll never have time for the big rocks. So put the big rocks first, then only you can put the sand and the water. But if you put them first, then you can never put the big rocks first. So do the A activities first. Then once you do the A activities, whatever time that is remaining in between, those in those places where you can adjust all the B activities and C activities. Okay, so don't fill it. Don't do the C activities first. Then you'll fill the time with C activities, and you'll never be left with any time for the B's and A's. If you do the A's, then you have done the priority activities. So even if you don't have time for the B and C, it's okay. But if you don't have time for A, then most of your career development, these are the activities which are going to aid for the career development. So every day you think about what are my A activities, what are my B activities, what are my C activities, and complete the A activities first. And in between, if you have any time left, then you do the B's and C's. Okay, so that is very important. So let us look at a very practical way of how to do this. Okay, yeah, this is what you do. You take a paper and a pencil. Okay, write down me and myself. That's my heading. What is your name? Which class are you studying? Okay, second year engineering, first year engineering, whatever. I am. Be honest. Okay, very be honest. Excellent, that means in the top 5% of the class. Okay, then the adjustment factor is 1. I'll talk about what is this adjustment factor. Good, that means more than 5% but less than 20%. Adjustment factor is 1.2. Average, greater than 20 but less than 50. Adjustment factor 1.5. Poor, you are in the least 50%, then adjustment factor is 2. I'll talk about what is this adjustment factor for. Just keep listen to me very carefully. Okay, then you have 6 subjects, right? You write down the subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, subject 5, subject 6. Okay, and then you give a rating. The rating is um, it's there. How can I get the entire slide there? Can I slide? I can't do that, right? Okay, the rating is like this. 1 is easy, 2 is medium, 3 is hard. Okay, so easy means that you get more than 90% of the marks in this particular thing, or you listen in the class and you understand everything. That is easy. Medium means you listen in the class, 50% you understand, 50% you don't understand. Hard means you listen to the class and only about less than 10% goes into your head, and everything else is like a Greek and Latin. Okay, so these are the ratings A, B, and C. So every subject, write down the subject name here and the rating here. Okay, then how many hours are there for a week in for this subject? Normally there will be 5. Most of the times in engineering college there are 5. So total hours will be, so the rating, depending on the rating, if it is easy, then you multiply with 1. Okay, whatever the class hours, multiply with 1 and put it here. If it is difficult, then then you multiply with 1.5 and put it here. If it is hard, you multiply with 2 and then put it here. So like that you calculate the hours required per week. These are the hours that you need at home to make sure that your short term goal is achieved. What is your short term goal? To get A plus in all subjects. This is my short term goal, to get A plus in all. If you want to achieve that, then these are the number of hours you have to spend at home, not in the college, at home, in addition to your college hours. Okay, for example, I have 6 subjects, two are easy, two are hard, and two are difficult. Then I have about five, two fives are 10. 5 into 1.5 is uh, 10 into 1.5 is 15. So 10 plus 15, 25. And 2 into 5, 2 into 5, 10, 10, 20. So 20 plus 15 plus 10. So 30, 45 hours I need per week to study at home. Okay, this is what I require. 45 hours per week I need to study at home. Now let us look at how much do I have, how much time do I have. So number of hours of sleep each night. Okay, you have only 24 hours a day, right? So how many hours you sleep? Okay, let us say, for example, you sleep at about 10 o'clock and then wake up at about 5 o'clock. So 7 hours you sleep. 7 into 7, 49 hours. Number of grooming hours. How much time do you need to get ready? So what I'm doing is that these are all the times which you cannot study. Okay, now college activities and all those things, you work out this chart. So it will give you how many hours you have in a week for studies. Okay, after leaving all these things, okay, this will give you how many hours you have for studies. Now if what you get here is more than what you require in the previous sheet, you are a lucky fellow, because you can achieve your goal, because your goal is to get all A's in the all A plus in the all subjects. So in the previous one, if suppose let's say 45 hours have come here, and in this, if suppose I got 50 hours spare with me, then I'm a lucky fellow. But most of the time, for 90% of the time, 90% of the students, this will be less than 45, whatever we got there. So then you have to adjust your timetable in such a way that I get that 45. You might have to reduce your sleep. For a student, you don't need to sleep more than 6 hours. If you are actually sleeping for more than 6 hours, you are actually making your body lazy. Okay, your body becomes lazy, and your body controls you rather than you controlling the body. Okay, so your mind and body, you should control, they should not control you. Okay, better your I mean, your body and mind should listen to you. You should not listen to your body and mind. Your body says, I want to sleep for another 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, that's why you snooze. Don't. You say, look, I put an alarm, we have more than 6 hours of sleep, let's get up. And that's it. In a flick of a second, you should get out of the bed and then wash your face and say, hey, I want to do something. Then your body comes under your control. First 1 week will be difficult, but once you tell the body first 1 week, after 1 week it will listen to you automatically. So make sure that you do that. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that this is what is required. This is the time what is required here. Okay, and this is the time what you have. And actually this is the time, remember I told you about the adjustment factor in the beginning. Whatever hours you required, you have to multiply with that adjustment factor. Okay, if you are in the top 5%, then multiply with 1. If you are in the next, then multiply with 1.2. If you're poor, then you have to multiply with 2 or something like that. So you have to multiply that will give the number of hours that you need to get A plus in all the subjects. Okay, so this is how you calculate your time. And and then of course you have to manage your time. You cannot, unfortunately, you can't go into a shop and then buy more time. As I said, God has given 24 hours to everybody, and you have to utilize the 24 hours. That's it. There's no other way. So have you got the gist of it? First of all, you have to find out how many hours do I need. First of all, you have to find out yourself whether you are the top person. That's the first thing. Me and myself. Sorry, there you go. This is the first thing that you have to do, that you are an excellent person, you are excellent, or you're good, or you're average, or poor. Okay, depending on that, your adjustment factor will come. Okay, once you calculate that, then you say your goal is basically to get A plus in all subjects. So write down all subjects, write down the rating, a hard, and easy, medium, and hard. And depending on that, you add the multiply by 1 or 1.5 or 2. Easy means multiply by 1. Medium means multiply by 1.5. The hard means multiply by 2. So that is what you multiply the number of hours in a week for that subject in the class, okay, in this college. So multiply that. That will give you the number of hours that you require to study at home. And these hours you multiply by with your adjustment factor that we have talked about, and that is the number of hours you require to get my A plus in all the subjects. Okay, how do I get what is time, what time is available? This is what you do. You write down what time do you sleep and what time do you get up. So that much is the number of hours you sleep every day, so multiply by 7. And number of hours grooming and dinners and lunches and things like that. Number of hours meals, that is here. Total travel time, that means that you are going to college and coming back and things like that. Travel time, multiply by 6 or 5 depending on whether you have 6-day week or 5-day week. Total travel time on weekends, then number of hours per week regularly scheduled functions, like for your dinners, get-togethers, and things like that. If you have any, every Sunday you go to church or you go to temple or something like that, you have to put that. So all these things you put together and subtract it from how much? 24 multiplied by 7. Okay, 168. Subtract that from 168. That is what you have left for studies. If that is more than what you have got in the previous this thing, you are a lucky fellow. If that is not more, then you have to somehow adjust some of these activities to get as much closer to that as possible. Okay, so this is how you do. And how do I do it? I actually keep a diary. You keep a diary every day, date, and then time, from time to, number of hours, which subject I have studied, what topic I have studied. So every day keep a diary on that, and then you plan for the next day. Tomorrow I'm going to finish this, and this. So tomorrow, whether you have finished that or not, you have to write down. If you haven't finished it, it's called PDCA cycle: plan, do, check, act. Plan for tomorrow, execute the plan, check whether you have got the results that you have expected. If not, then act on the difference. Okay, why didn't I achieve? Have I said that to have I scheduled too many hours for this subject or too less hours for this subject? Check on that, and then go back and plan for I mean improve the plan for the next day. Okay, so every day plan what you are going to do according to the plan. You do it, and then see whether you have achieved the results or not. And if you have not achieved it, why didn't you achieve it? Find out the root cause and then adjust the plan for the next day. So if you do that for about 2 weeks, then you will automatically come out with the best plan for best time management schedule in your life. The reason is that you will understand your biorhythms, you will understand your biological clock, you'll understand how much time do you need, you'll understand how much do you have, and you'll understand what type of activities you can cut down and what type of activities you cannot cut down, and then you'll get it. Okay, so this is what's in short about time management. There are a lot of books, but this is the most practical way of managing your time as a student. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer. Otherwise, thank you.
If you have any questions, so yeah, so drop a comments here so we can discuss on that particular query. So related to the time management, so that the sir can answer to your query and all.
How
Yeah,
do
so
I?
drop a message. So, and prior to that, so sir, I will ask you the few more questions. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So the thing is that, so yeah, we know that exactly though we are wasting a lot of times. How people can stop wasting the time? Is there any way so that the people
Yeah.
can waste
As I
stop it?
said, very simple. You know what
Yeah,
I normally tell the students.
yeah,
Write down on a big piece of paper, A3 size or A4 size paper, with a big bold pen, okay, with a marker pen. Write down, my goal this semester is to get all A plus in all subjects, and then stick it up opposite your bed. As soon as you get up, you should see that. Okay, your goal. You keep reminding yourself of your goal. Keep it up. One is one. Yeah, as soon as you get up, you should see that. The next you put it in the bathroom. Next you put next to the TV, so that you won't watch TV. You know, uh, so you put it up at few important places for about a month's time. Okay, and as soon as you get up, or as soon as you look at that, you remind yourself that, oh God, I cannot do this activity. I'm telling you, it works. It works. Okay, after 1 month you remove them, because now you know it, back at the back of your brain, that particular goal is automatically gone into your brain, and anytime, every time, it will keep telling you, hey, your goal is this, your goal is this, your goal is this. Okay, so that's the you have to set up a goal. I mean, I set, I mean, the goal that I set is probably one a good goal for all the students. This semester I want to get all A plus in all subjects. That's the goal, short term goal. Okay, now the way you do it, you now how do I not waste the time? Yes, you have to keep reminding yourself of the goal every time you're going to do an activity. Is this activity aiding to achieve my goal or not? If it's not, don't do it.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. But the most of the people I could see that. So they are procrastinate the things. Yeah. So although they have a big goals, but the thing is that they're procrastinate the things. They can't take the decision very quickly.
The
Yeah.
last time will never come. When the time is gone, it's gone.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. My last questions to you, sir, before closing the session. So do you think this time management is not a solution of the productivity improvement, or is it a
Uh,
just
it
improve the
is. I mean,
productivity? Yeah.
it's not the only productivity improvement thing. It will improve the productivity for sure. But of course,
Mhm.
there are a lot of other things. There are technical things to improve the productivity, and your knowledge, continuous improvement of knowledge. Okay, tricks of the trade. Okay, and things like that. There are a lot of productive improvement tools that are there. Time management is one of them.
Got it. Got
It's
it.
one of them.
Okay. So
Be
yeah.
smart,
So
smart, then work hard.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before closing the session. So yeah. So those were the audience. So if you have any specific query, you can drop a message here into the comment box so we can clarify your query. If you don't have, so we'll wait for the another 1 minute for you. Afterwards, we'll close this particular session.
I remember two
Uh,
quotes. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
See, that's what I put. If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. Disneyland was built in 366 days, from groundbreaking to first day open to the public. And you know how big it is. And another thing I remember about Ajit Premji, um, what he says is that dream big. If people don't laugh about your dreams, the dreams are too small.
Absolutely, sir. We
People should
should
be
dream
laughing
big.
at you can't achieve this. They should be laughing at what? Are you nuts? That is what they should be laughing about it.
Correct.
Then those are the dreams that you should achieve.
That's true, sir. That's true. Yeah. So I could remember the resonate that particular words in my. I never thought of I will be writing a book in my life. So last year when I started writing these particular things, first thing what I told, like you, the what you said, the same thing. I started write down my goal. I have to write a book about my life history. What are the things I have went through and what are the challenges I have faced, how I have overcome. This book is all about this take charge of your career, and it was the really I couldn't remember those days exactly. So few nights I have spent to write this book, and almost it's about to be finished. It's maybe the by next month I'm planning to launch this particular book already. But the thing is that what I want to see, so what Walt Disney also say the same thing, if you can dream it you can do it. Yeah, that's the only things. Nothing is impossible, everything is possible, the only thing is that you have to dream it. Thank you, sir, for your time. Have a good day and
Thank
good
you very
night to
much.
all
All
my
the best, Hari.
audience, those who have listened to us. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.